We could actually, do we just, you know what, sod it. I mean, obviously, yet again, Moonlight Affliction, but the fact that we can play this actually a number of times right now, and can get these things down.
He's
not hit us well. He's not hit us well with the steals, has he? So, I mean, the fact that just works, doesn't it? Just the fact you just keep playing these guys, and their attack is going down and down and down. Hello, Gomez here for the LAN Show again with another deck for you today. This time, I actually kind of wanted to explore Nocturne a bit. So let's get in without further ado and see what the hell I did with this thing. So the deck is called Praise the Moon, which obviously is like a bit of Dark Souls instead of Praise the Sun. Praise the Moon! Because we're working with Nightfall, it just felt like a thing. So I'm not gonna lie, right? The one thing that this deck has, which I think is gonna be really problematic, and why I think we're gonna need a couple of changes in this deck, is the fact that, right, Nightfall as a concept is the fact that obviously you have to play something else first in order to play this. So you want to be having things in there which are cheap that you can play first, but then also like to be able to activate. So you don't want, because the thing is, if your hand is just full of Nightfall stuff, it's kind of useless, and that's why, in terms of like, you're not going to be getting the effects of Nightfall. I'm not saying it's completely useless, because admittedly with Nocturne it doesn't matter whether or not they are whether or not they're Nightfall activated or not. It just matters the fact that they've got Nightfall on them, and that's what, so obviously it doesn't. So what I mean by that is that one of the onlookers, once they lose their thing, they've still got Nightfall. When they attack forward, they still like give Nocturne abilities, even though their Nightfall wasn't activated on the turn of the attack that they're continuing. But anyway, the point is, the thing with Nightfall is that it's doing that. I really wanted to make a deck that had Nocturne in it because of like the new cards, as well as the fact that I really wanted to play a deck which had Moonlight Afflictions, because just it made me laugh. So the idea that we're working with here is I want to explain some things in this deck. So the reason why we're running 2 Evershades instead of 3 Evershades is because once you have one, as long as you can keep activating them on Nightfall, you have them all, because literally every single time you do it, that's putting another copy in the hand, and so therefore you've always, as long as you're always activating this on Nightfall as the first, which on its first one, you're going to continuously have these things in your hand. So if you have 3 copies of them, the problem is that it then starts to like bulk up your hand. I mean, admittedly you could throw one down and then that would activate the second one. Like, there is the argument of that you can remove them from your hand if that one activates the next one along, but I decided not to do it. The good thing about these is the fact that obviously once Nocturne levels up, every single ally that is played is actually going to be decreasing the enemy's attacks by 1, therefore making them less likely to be able to defend from the fearsome. So a unit like this, a unit like this, if you're continuously playing them, is actually getting down your opponent's attack, and they're also going to have fearsome and things like that, so it's actually very beneficial. One idea I did consider, and I'm still working on trying to get it perfect, is a Nocturne Victor deck, whereby once these are created, like if you can get back 2 Victors, or even just have 1 leveled up Victor on the board, the copies start costing 1, and if the copies start costing 1, then it basically means that you can play a bunch of them with Nocturne on the field. So admittedly, that's actually a concept I really want to explore, but this is going to be the first one I do with Diana, just because it's got, you've still got a lot of Nightfall stuff, and it does require attacking forward with Nightfall stuff to activate Nocturne. So this is the deck that I've gone with. So Gift Giver, it's going to be giving you a gem in hand yet again. So it's 2 things which activate Nightfall. This one obviously because it activates Nightfall, as well as the fact that this card really helps like a play means early that you wouldn't expect. I put Spell Thief in here. Oh, no, I don't know what I just put in there then. What did I just do? Who have I just put in here that I didn't want? I've put in a champion. There we go. Get out of here. You know, this is not your place. So I did actually consider putting in Fading Memories or Pesky Spectre, just because it would be a 0 cost activation. I decided to go with Spell Thief because this deck doesn't actually have a lot of interaction with your opponent. It's not got Vengeance, it's not got Ruination, it's not got things that are going to be targeting. So the idea is that you're hopefully going to be getting those through Spell Thief. That's what I put as the concept of having that in there, as well as it's a cheap card that activates Nightfall. So yep, going to be using that with the Power Cascade, so that gives you draw. I said like I've got 2 of these guys, got the draw going in there. Elusive, just to help because there's a lot of elusive champions and whatnot and things going around at the moment. Power Cascade yet again for draw and damage. Bit of draw. Unspeakable Horror, bit of target. It's the only target that you've got in this deck really. Would you put 2 of these guys in because the overwhelm is really nice, as well as having 2 of these guys because the doing 2 damage to the enemy or draining 2 damage to the enemy next is nice. And then I just wanted to try having this in here. I'm not gonna lie, yet again, this is a deck that I've not run, but let's see how we do in a couple of matchups. But before we do that, I'm getting ahead of myself. Shameless plug time, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. If you want to catch this action live on Twitch, I do stream on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So you want to come catch this action live, talk to me and go, Bitch, you silly prick. And I go, yes, that's correct. Please feel free to do so. There is also the Discord link down below, as well as the fact that if you're enjoying yourself, then why not consider hitting that subscribe button? As I said, thank you to everyone who already has done that, by the way. Honestly, it does mean a lot to me, and it's just helping me fulfill my dreams, so that's always very nice. I don't know what else to say. My mind has just gone completely blank on what else I'm supposed to say at this point. But honestly, thank you all just so much for the support. Let's get in and see how this deck does in a couple of matchups. Okay, Gangplank with Demacia. Is it with the landmark? Is he got the landmark and so he can decide where Gangplank goes, and so he can make the overwhelm damage go in? It's like the only thing I can assume is the plan here. Admittedly, I should have got rid of Spell Thief. If I was going to be honest with myself, I should have got rid of Spell Thief. Oh, actually, a really good turn 1 right now, because that helps with you, because I've got you that activates you next turn for 0. I feel like we've still passed the turn, but just in case, I don't know what I'm going to top deck, because I'm kind of, oh, yes. I mean, so we actually do have the ability of just using this to activate her. Part of me is like, do I want to wait till she levels up and just go in with the fearsome damage right now? Potentially going in with the fearsome damage right now is the better plan, as well as the fact that obviously, so he could have Make It Rain. He could have Make It Rain. That's actually a possibility that our opponent could. Ooh. Immediately attack forward with both of them. He can't defend here, but he can defend there, and honestly, I don't mind this dying. I guess I could have, like, played down with quick attack and challenge to be able to deal with that as well, or like a later round. But I don't mind that one dying for the good of the cause. That's also helping with Nocturne. You know what? I'm actually quite skeptical about this deck, but it might work. I'm very skeptical about the deck, but it might just get us there. Okay, might as well have a little. Ooh, actually, not a bad get out of this, but more because of the fact that obviously it's got activators like going on left, right, and center. So that's actually quite nice. Our opponent hasn't really played much, right? I don't know what the hell I'm up against, but wherever the hell I'm up against, it doesn't appear to be doing too good. If I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't appear to be doing too good. So he decided to go with Soraka, right? So he actually decided to go with that. He still has got certain things that could do problems for us. So single combat, or potentially sharp sight does cause us problems. I feel like he's a landmark deck, right? Playing cards along those, I feel like he's got to be the landmark deck. He just hasn't drawn the Demacia landmark. That's my guess. If I was pushed to say what the hell am I up against, that's what I would say. So I feel like we do that. He obviously can use sharp sight, as I say, to kill her. But if he uses sharp sight there, he can't use sharp sight to defend against that. So that's one thing I don't mind. I don't mind getting rid of that, as well as the fact that obviously Nocturne is now basically leveled up, which is very nice to see. It's always nice when you nearly level Nocturne up, because like as well. So Dana's about to level up. Nocturne's like near enough there as well. We could even throw this out to get this out if we really wanted to, so we could then use a glimpse. Because then that would just put another one of these guys back in our hand. okay. It's okay. It's okay. It doesn't necessarily matter. We could actually even throw you down for the ability of just like using what's his face on you, because I mean you're gonna die anyway from that. So you might as well give me the ability to be able to play some Nightfall. Woo! It's a good move. We can actually. I'm gonna just use this. I'm just gonna use the glimpse on top of her, because like, you know, there's no. I'd rather him lose this spell and not do that damage. Like, in all honesty. Ooh, plus we can just play you again anyway. A big part of me's like, sod it, we might as well in for a penny, in for a pound, and get rid of the other one as well. In for a penny, in for a pound. Might as well do that and get the draw out of it, because immediately if we put that in front there, the overwhelm damage is going to hit us anyway, so it's not actually something that matters. So we could throw you just in front, just to do some damage. Just do some damage in here, because obviously what we can do right now is we can go whoop, whoop. Oh crap, no shit, we can't do that. Don't worry, I was talking bollocks. Oh, I thought I was being so smart. I was not being so smart at all. I was a fool. Actually, how many cards do I have in my hand? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, no, don't worry. I was being a fool. Ignore me! Okay, at least the level up happens on her. We haven't got Nocturne yet, and the foolishness has happened, but we can still bring this back. So it's absolutely... Oh, because he's playing on Unyielding Kegs. Now I've realised what he's doing. He's playing on Unyielding Kegs. That's why he's got Demacia. You know what? Now it all makes sense.
Gotta go with the flow.
Unyielding Kegs is how this all comes together now. It all comes together in a neat little package. Right. So...
Night descends.
Feel like we just do this. We have got the ability of obviously increasing the damage. We have got the ability of increasing the damage, but we really want to get rid of those kegs before. Yep, that's fine, because the hilariousness of the fact is we just go whoop whoop. All the spells in the world, mate. All the spells in the world. We could have even used Unspeakable Horror if we really wanted to. Could have used Unspeakable Horror to get rid of the keg, which probably would have been the smart plan. But it's okay. It's okay. We don't mind this happening. I feel like this game. I mean, the game's already over, right? The game's already over. I mean, I say it's already over. If he gets unyielded on one of those kegs, it might be problematic. But we've got Nocturne. Nocturne's now leveled. We have got the ability of using this if we really wanted to, but there's no point in doing it on this attack turn. Right. So we can go whoop. We could even technically use another power cascade. Actually, what did he use? Did he use the sharp sight at one point, didn't he? I swear our opponent used the sharp sight at one point. It's not important, actually. We don't need it, because we can widget like as long as we're getting rid of the elusive damage that's going to be dealing with us problems. Nocturne levels. Nocturne levels. So Unspeakable Horror again. For a price. Okay, so the only thing that stops us is Moonlight Affliction, right? The only thing that actually causes us significant problems is Moonlight Affliction. If he, out of everything in our deck, if he gets Moonlight Affliction, literally, out of everything in the deck, okay, that's fine, that's fine. You know what? I'll take that. I'll take that. That's not actually as much of a worry as I thought it would be. So, we can actually use this. Oh, there's our Moonlight Affliction. I mean, technically, we've got the ability to Moonlight Affliction just to block these problems if we really wanted to. So, it feel like we just as much of me's feeling playing this for the banter, which admittedly we could do. Another part of me really wants to use the Moonlight Affliction. So, because I mean,
yeah, you don't want to crush me.
We could actually. Do we just? You know what? Sod it. I mean, obviously, yet again, Moonlight Affliction, but the fact that we can play this actually a number of times right now, and can get these things down.
These jewels
He's not hit us well. He's not hit us well with the steals, has he? So, I mean, the fact that just works, doesn't it? Just the fact you just keep playing these guys, and their attack is going down and down and down. So obviously, Sharp Sight is still something that our opponent can use. Sharp Sight is still something our opponent can use, but literally only on the one minion. So let's go. We do actually still have yeah. GG, I raise my glass to you, you crazy unyielding keg man. Well played. But honestly, I do like the idea of unyielding kegs. It's just that there's just so much that counters it. So much that counters it. The healing deck. Okay. Not gonna lie, not what I need to see, but okay. I mean, we've got no landmark removal, so I'm actually gonna be curious to see how this deck does against this, because I've actually got no idea right now. Okay, so this is actually gonna be interesting, just because I've literally got no landmark removal, so no idea what's gonna happen. Because obviously, if he can get the landmark removal and he can start getting the heals, and he can start getting all that stuff working, it's not really going to work in my favour. But if they can't, then this is actually going to be really nice for me, isn't it, in the grand scheme of things? So, might as well go this move. I would attack forward with you, but obviously giving him an ability to heal is really something I don't want to be doing. So... For God, I listen. Actually, I'm gonna now that you've done that move, now we attack forward with both of them, because we don't mind trading that one away as long as we're trading something away on his side of the board as well. So him actually doing that move, I would have kept this back, but him doing that move actually mean we go forward with both. So yet again, play the gift giver. I kind of want to keep you back. Okay, so there's landmark. So play the gift giver going into... But the thing of it is that she only has the quick attack. She only has the challenge, sorry, when it is like the round that you play her on. So that's why you kind of... But we know we're going to be playing that next turn. You know what? You know what? I don't mind it. I don't. As much as me wants to, like, because let's face it, he's going to be... I mean, we could have had the quick attack, so we could have got rid of one of these, which obviously would have been nice, but it's fine because we can still get her attack up to 3. I mean, he could still use what's his face? He could still massively use any form of power cascade, like any heals along those lines that get him past it, right?
I must inspire.
Okay, so he can no longer use the power cascade move. The main thing here is I just want to be attacking forward so that I am activating Nocturne. Like my main reason, there's like no, I mean, I'm gonna keep these back actually for defense. My main reason for attacking forward here is these are all my Nightfall minions. Potentially she dies, but we're trying to help Nocturne right now. That's the plan. As well as the fact that apparently we are actually managing to kill a few of his minions. Obviously, not you, but on the plus side, we have actually, like, Nocturne's basically leveled now, right? Obviously, it'd be better if he was leveled, because now it would mean that every single person we're playing is actually decreasing these attacks. But if we can find the silence, if we can find Moonlight Affliction, we're actually laughing, right? If we can find Moonlight Affliction, we are actually laughing. Let's see what's going on here. What's the plan? What's the plan? So, can give somebody vulnerable. Ooh. The only move that I could do would be to try and unspeakable horror and then get unspeakable horror from unspeakable horror. But I haven't actually got the mana to do that. So, sod it. Just gonna go for a bit of a dive in here, and I guess we could take the overwhelm me and ourselves. Not the best move. Not the best move because obviously he's still gonna get a lot of attack on us. He gets a lot of attack on us. Not gonna lie. We could actually leave it. We could actually leave it for the purposes of being able to unspeakable horror Soraka. Right, actually no, wait, what's her help? She's leveled up now, hasn't she? So she's not, don't worry, it can't work. I was thinking about the idea of being able to use it so that we level her up and then like we can get rid of her. But if she had the 6 health that she originally had, we'd have the ability to. But right now we don't. So don't worry about it. I'm talking bollocks. Moonlight Affliction. Moonlight Affliction is what we're after right now. Moonlight Affliction is what we're after. So Power Cascade. Power Cascade gives us problems. Power Cascade gives us problems, but it's problems we're willing to deal with. He says. yeah, Power Cascade. Thought it would be. It's problematic, but it was to be expected. So we're all the way down to 6. So it is literally all or nothing right now. Come on, Moonlight Affliction. Moonlight Affliction. We needed Moonlight Affliction, in all honesty. Like, Moonlight Affliction would have been probably like the only thing that would give us like a significant chance here. Okay. So what we can do is we can activate Nocturne, and by activating Nocturne we can grab you, because obviously it makes something vulnerable for the turn. So I feel like we throw this. I mean, as much as we want to use Glimpse from Beyond, because I want to use Glimpse Beyond so that we can get Moonlight Affliction, as I say. We've kind of got to go. We've kind of got to go with the options that are in front of us, sadly. See, actually, which you got Challenge as well. You got Challenge, but the thing is that there is always the ability of Astral Protection, right? Astral Protection is probably the worst thing that that could happen at this moment in time. There, potentially Astral Protection happens here as well. But Astral Protection is probably like the worst thing that could happen, right?
My patience wanes.
If we attack forward, right? So here's what we can do and see how things go. So I can grab you over here.
I will be heard.
Which means that we win by that, and we could grab you over here. But obviously, as I said, Astral Protection and all that jazz is what kicks off. We could make sure that damage goes. We could make sure that goes in there as well. I mean, either way, that's the same. Either way, the same thing happens there. Either way, right? Sod it, we go. We go, because this seems to make sense, right? The damage goes in either way, and victory is achieved. So we just do that. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense. I don't know why I stumbled over that so much. Potentially heals core. Yep, heals core. Curse you, He-Man. Curse you. So he survives on 2. Survives on 2. If you can find a way of healing her as well, then significant problems. We should have put this. Oh, there you go, Astral Protection. I thought we'd see an Astral Protection get involved at some point. On the plus side, I'm surprised he did not do it on the Overwhelm minion, because obviously I mean, unless he's got another Overwhelm in hand, doesn't he, or something. If we can top deck, so right, the 2 things to top deck: Moonlight Affliction, or Moonlight Affliction, or another Unspeakable Horror, and it's GG, right? Not the 2 things right there. Not the 2 things that I mentioned. Potentially, if he goes for throwing down, Zenith Blade, okay. I mean, I've got to do this. It's my best shot. Best shot of finding answers right now. Come on, I just need to find Moonlight Affliction, or actually, I mean, Moonlight Affliction doesn't really matter at this moment in time. Or I mean, that's GG, right? Unless he's got more things for the core. This should be. But we beat the healing deck, an actual standard, like, you know, meta deck from a long time ago in a galaxy far away. There's Tom Kench. Right, we got to go, right? We got to go and see how this does. Or do we just use the one? Do we just use the one first? Just because that way we might be able to get the minion, right? We might be able to get the minion, which is the... Okay, no, fine. Power Cascade. Not what I was looking for, but interesting. I was going to say whether or not we could get the minion, which is the... I mean, we just go whoop like that and just force the unspeakable horror in again. I just want to see whether or not we get the lifesteal, the drain minion, is what I was talking about. I mean, okay. Has he got enough? Yeah, he knows! I mean, that's what I was going to say. We beat the healing deck! There we go. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, there's a lot of people who were massively pissed off about that deck in the past, and so it's quite glad that we beat it, right? It was actually, it's a fine deck. It's a fine deck. I'm just happy we beat it, because it was actually like a meta-dominating deck. Zoe Fiora, which admittedly, okay, right, so we've got a lot of things which actually, like, he's going to need the shield to Fiora. We could potentially silence her with Moonlight Affliction. Not exactly the hand I was looking for, I'm not going to lie. I mean, we could use Dire to get rid of Zoe. Like, if he plays Zoe, like, immediately, it does give us a counter, but the problem is that our hand right now does not exactly... I mean, we could have actually... We could have thrown you forward for the whole purposes of just trying to level up Nocturne, right? That wouldn't have actually been a bad plan. But we might as well get the level up on what's the face, right? So I say the level up. It's not a level up on her, but we can play her with the aim. Right. So the question is gonna be, does he have prismatic barrier? Does he have prismatic barrier? That is, honest to God, gonna be the question. And I hope that the answer is no. Because I have no other plan right now other than hoping that he's not got something which is going to barrier him past this. Okay, that also helps. That also helps. Shit. Two things. Problems, which also mean that I don't have the ability of, which like I'm now using unspeakable horror on him. Right. But he doesn't know. He doesn't know that we could spell thief his Okay. So he doesn't know. Shit. Okay. Right. So we use you. Okay. So shit. How much health is he on? I can't remember how much health he's on. Which actually, if we do this, we can go up 4 attack. If we do that, we can only go up 3 attack. So by doing this, we can go whoop. He's used a lot of his resources. We've used a lot of ours, but she's dead. Not gonna lie, it's not the best thing, but at least he's one Fiora down, which is good. Right. Okay. This is what I mean by you get the problem of having too many Nightfall things in the hand, because technically, like as I said, like, you know, they are useless. I guess we could play Dan first, because then I think, does her leveled up version? Okay, you'd have to play another, but we can level her up. She's not gonna have the challenge, but she's going to be leveled up this turn anyway, so I'd rather have the elusive and then level her than have the challenge, especially when there was nothing on the board at the time, so there was no real point of having the challenge bit. And plus, like, you know, you could always give her challenge like later. It's perfectly fine, don't worry about it, I can live with this. I don't know why she's in the middle of saying something that she can't be bothered to say right now, but it's fine. So, get the damage in.
Always 2 steps ahead.
We do have, so if he puts a barrier on her, he does put a barrier on her. Why does he do all this bollocks? Okay. So, what we can do.
Light flowers.
Not gonna lie, it's not the best. We can kill this. The plus side, we'll just remove this from the field of play. Right, give us a little bit of draw. Okay, Moonlight Affliction. We have the technology. Okay, I feel like we just leave this. We could actually go for a draw thing here. We could go for try to get a bit of draw going on. He could still have single combat. I mean, we're gonna go for the draw. He could still use single combat, but if he uses single combat, then on the plus side, we do have what's his face? Like if he does try to go for single combat, we do have another glimpse. So it doesn't matter if he uses single combat. He says, while hoping that. I mean, technically, if he does, we just used which is Unspeakable Horror, then this buffs her up. Like if he goes for that on her, if he goes for it on the Elusive, we just use the glimpse. But if he goes for it on top of Diana, then we just go, okay, it's fine. Right. So we can actually deny his ability to block, right? We can actually deny our opponent's ability to block. I'm going to play this one. The reason I played this one is because it's ephemeral, so it's going to die at the end of this turn anyway, so it doesn't honestly matter. If he starts doing all this crazy buff stuff and goes, look at me, Billy Big Bollocks, with all the stuff that I can do that buffs this one's health, and hooda fooda coos, and la la las. Exactly, it doesn't matter. I mean, technically, I mean, we could get her so she's got challenge. Because if she does have challenge, so if we use so if we use this on, actually no, because we want to be silencing her, right? So we use this to silence her, but then this actually, right? Okay, we want, right? So Moonlight Affliction means we can still use 3 mana. So we'll throw this guy out, but we want him to get past the mana of Riposte and all that stuff. We want him to get past the mana of Riposte. We could technically just throw Unspeakable. Actually, we could, if we go forward, we could just use Unspeakable Horror. Like, we don't really need Moonlight Affliction, he says. Because technically, I mean, like I said, so what we could do is we could throw another one of these guys out. We throw another one of these guys out, and then use if he goes for a if he goes for a Riposte or something, then we can proc it. I feel like I don't mind that plan. Because if I use Moonlight Affliction and then he throws a Riposte, then I'm kind of fucked, aren't I? So this plan at least means that I can go Billy Big Bollocks on him, and then if he goes for a Riposte, yeah, no, I like this. He says, because this means that we could just go ping on top of her barrier. So yes, no, maybe, yes. I have made my decisions. I mean, these are going to die anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, Sharp Sight. So, okay. He thinks, look at me. I'm using Sharp Sight. Aren't I a clever son of a bitch? But we say, no, no. You're not. Because we do that damage in there. Which means she goes up. And he's thinking, he's using his target spell elsewhere. I still have the Riposte. But little does he know, we've still got the other spell in hand. So he goes, oh no. Oh no, what the? Okay, no, he just takes it. Okay. I legitimately thought he was going to throw a Riposte on top there. Fair enough. I mean, this has got to be GG, right? This has got to be basically just GG because, I mean, number one, Nocturne's leveled, Diane's leveled. I mean, it's got to be done, right? It's got to be done. Do we keep her? Or do we just throw her out? Because, you know what, sod it. Let's go. We're going to throw her out. I mean, sod it. He's pretty much done, right? He's pretty... Who's this? Is this actually our... Is our opponent? Okay. I mean, I'm curious to see. This is actually the first time during a match and during recording that an opponent has legitimately favor-jigged me. Like, I'm curious. I'm curious to see what they have to say, or if they're gonna say anything, or just leave it. But no, we had the Nocturne. I'm honestly just curious to see whether or not they say anything. That's gonna be actually what I'm curious about. Whether or not they've sent the friend request, but whether or not it was to send abuse at me, or whether or not it was. I mean, okay, so hopefully it's gonna be something nice. Hey, are you the streamer? Yes. You know me? It's always a surprise when somebody says that, like, you know, which kind of it's honestly always a surprise when Somebody says, oh, you're LAN up, but you're Gomez. I know you. Yeah, I saw a lot of your posts of it. Nice. I mean, it's very nice when you get people, because that's what I like. Right, okay, let me just go back to what it would have been if I was playing Hearthstone, because I got it many a times. If this was Hearthstone, that message would have been, ah, you bitch, I hope you die and your whole family dies, like, you know, type thing. But actually to get a nice message back and then being like, oh, you the streamer, yes, no, that's actually really nice. The fact, obviously, they've seen my Reddit post, so thank you. Thank you, Facto, and honestly, thank you for the match. It was a great match. You know, this is probably gonna make it into the YouTube video. I'm not gonna lie, because I mean, it's a nice thing rather than a nasty thing, which is always good. You always want to be promoting like niceness in a community rather than like, you know, toxicity. So it's all good. So yes, that is the Praise the Moon deck. Definitely interesting, the fact that it actually won games. I was actually expecting this to get many losses. It's actually won, so I'm very happy about that. But let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. Obviously, I said like a very nice match in the end game. The fact that we beat the healing deck and beat a Fiora deck is actually quite nice to see, because they're two actually really hard established meta decks, so whenever you beat them, it's actually like really nice to see that happen. But as I said, I do stream on Twitch on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays, so you want to come catch this action live, please feel free to, as well as the fact that obviously if you want to join the Discord links are down below. But honestly, thank you all so much. Like, if you want to join that Discord lovely community that we're making, like obviously the whole Legendary Runeterra community is lovely. Thank you all, as I always say, for the support. It honestly means so much to me. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button but you enjoyed your time, why not consider it? Don't feel forced. But honestly, thank you all so much. And until next time, bye! From Flash of Brilliance that could save me. Save me! That doesn't save me. Okay. Say anything from you. Save me. That doesn't save me! Okay. Get rid of this and get rid of this. Find something that can save me.